program to not crash.
Oh, hi, cat. He just like walked in the room and chirped at me.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Neat trick for a cat.
Yeah. Just a little.
Your cat has a notification. Alright, we appear to be good to go. Welcome to BluePopStream. And
Hey, everybody.
there it is.
Just gonna quietly open my heresy over here. Welcome back, everyone, to Scourge of the Dragon Sea. Definitely not sponsored by this one.
Double not sponsored.
Double not sponsored. Hey, Pepsi, unless.
Unless.
Welcome back. Who wants to tell me what happened last week?
Before we do, I'd just like to point out that the audio is recording this time.
Yay, we have audio!
I checked.
There is a recap in the Discord if anyone needs that as a refresher. I kept out like specific names though.
Where it doesn't have inspo can go.
Do I still want to give inspo if there is a recap in the chat? You'll have to give me more detail than what's there. That's just a refresher.
Yeah, that's why I deliberately left out names.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, I can't read.
There's a spell for that.
I don't know if there is a spell that bequests unto you the ability to read.
I know I saw a spell that like you learn languages.
Comprehend languages.
That's what I was thinking of.
I'm pretty sure you have to know be able to read a language. And it doesn't let
You know what?
It just lets you
You know
what's
what?
on the page.
You know what? That's a good question. I'm gonna look that up while someone else does the recap.
Yeah.
Let's do the opposite and cast Feeble Mind.
Oh, trust me, I love Feeble Mind.
Kai, Barry, do either of you guys have inspiration?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, it just gives you understanding
Let's see.
of what's written on a page or
Exactly.
any language you hear, but it does not give you knowledge of that language.
For the
Oh, so you
duration,
don't have to be able to read, you just
No.
inherit information.
for the duration,
Pretty
you
much.
understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written.
Oh my god, you're Drax. You know the literal meaning. Nothing goes over my head. I am too quick. I would catch it.
Catch it. Knife across the throat means death.
Yeah, that.
Volume 3 was beautiful, by the way.
I have not seen it.
Super good. All right. Is no one doing the recap?
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to point out I didn't read any of the fucking recap posts. I'm just going to go based on memory, which is not great. So we finally got to Hoshikiri. We began looking for leads to find Prince Ilnin. We followed the Thieves' Cant messages and signs to a pub where we met a tiefling girl who exchanged information with us in exchange for protection to help get her out of the city for a reason we have not yet pried into, which I'm sure we will next time we see her. After that, Ithvuc went shopping. I supervised, and the others went looking for a temple to heal Barry's mother. And they stumbled upon the Temple of Lathander, aka the Chad Temple. The Temple of Chads, the Swolman.
I swear that was not intended.
That's the best kind of thing in D&D.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's in progress.
So yeah, we will start this session with Barry, Kai, and one second here. I have a notification from something, but it's not important.
That was.
Why is someone at everyone in memes channel?
I'm sorry. We don't really control ping. Things like that there.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, Barry, Kai, and Adema are on their way back to the ship with Father Eric. Yeah, he comes with a rather slight half-orc, acolyte of Lathander. He's just beginning his fitness journey. Who is carrying a crate of several that's full of there's some incense, there's things that they'll need for any rituals they might need to do over Varela. But yeah, you guys are walking through town, leading them back to the ship. Anything anyone wants to do on the way, or
you said that
Barry's probably go ahead.
Well, you said that he's just beginning his fitness journey.
The acolyte, yeah.
Does he need any help carrying the crate? How big is it?
He's doing okay as it is. He's doing all right.
If it looks like he's gonna stumble, I want to swoop in and.
Sure. Yeah.
I also just real quick. I also just want to point out that this is episode 20 of our campaign.
Episode 20, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So congrats to this.
Right. So while you walk, you notice that every so often someone waves or bows to Father Eric. Actually, I'll switch over to this map that I just made. I just made it right now. Hoshikiri. Again, just kind of like conceptual. It's not. I did not place every goddamn building.
You need to get just like a stock image that's like a bunch of several buildings and then just like tile it everywhere.
Ugh, trust me, that would. Sam will tell you, we were on a call together as I was making this, and I was just swearing at myself the entire time.
Okay.
Is it loading for you, Itchy? Because it says you're still on the.
Nope.
I see blackness.
Okay.
It says we don't have a token that has vision.
Oh, one moment.
I am still on the world map.
I was gonna say, and there's no reason I shouldn't be able to see.
Yeah. Cool. There you go. Should have updated for everyone who isn't Itchy, because it says Itchy's still on the world map for some reason.
Yep.
Stuck on that last 1%.
Give it a minute.
I'm surprised it didn't happen to me this time. It's weird.
Should I try reloading?
Yeah, give it a refresh. But yeah, you are on your way back to the ship. People every so often wave or bow to Father Eric, and he extends a hand to bless people in that way that priests do. And he kind of chats they're not super important things that he necessarily says, but he talks about Lathander and bringing light to people's lives, and how he just wants to help everyone. And I imagine that Dama is rolling his eyes incredibly hard the entire time.
I am staring straight forward.
For some reason, I'm stuck on the gray loading background.
Barry's doing her best to be an active listener.
Aww. While also keeping an eye on the half orc, who's he's getting the job done. Yeah. You
redoing this
as you walk. Well, actually, you start walking out onto the pier to which the Azure Tide is tied. Barry, could I get a dexterity saving throw real quick?
Oh. I didn't even open my character sheet yet. One second.
This map looks fine. I could just picture a bunch of buildings in the gray area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, is this something I can see?
It's something you're even watching out for.
There we go.
So I get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
6.
Wow.
Oh no!
I got into the game just in time to see that roll.
Oh, is this my
Oh,
my poor boy?
dear.
Oh no.
It does look like an old school StarCraft map a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking
the
about
green
mixing
at the
Tug of
bottom.
War too, but I was like, eh.
The
Well
green at the
done.
bottom is just creep. Oh no!
You're damn right I got the sound.
Oh, we talked about this last night.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, Barry, you try. So the acolyte stumbles a little bit and drops the crate of
God damn it.
supplies, kind of scattered along the dock. This is like, it's not just a cheap dock that like the boards are really loose. Like nothing goes splash, but you try and like dive into to like catch stuff and make sure he doesn't like entirely eat shit. And you go for a swim.
Oh,
Yeah, so you are in the water now, and everyone's just kind of like looking at you, and the acolyte is like scrambling to his feet, trying to pick everything up as well.
well, fuck. Oh god. Oh.
For the record, that is up here.
Out of
Okay.
curiosity, do you know how to swim?
Yeah, she would know how to swim.
She's a pretty athletic
She's probably not good at it, but she knows how to.
If I was there,
She's
I
no
could have.
Ithvuc.
I could have flown and picked you out of the water if I was there.
You could have swum and helped her out of the water too.
That too.
I mean, I can probably lift myself
Oh, yeah.
out of the water. Yeah.
Oh, like it would be super hard. I would ask for an athletics check, but yeah, it's not a particularly high DC.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
Just leaps out of the water like it's nothing.
stick the landing.
Yup, you are now incredibly wet.
So I stumble
Wow.
off the edge in the most like
Yep.
uncoordinated way possible, but I get back up and it's as if nothing happened except for I am sopping wet.
Yes, exactly. Just soaked. Yeah. The Eric turns to his acolyte, who is still trying to collect everything, and just says, "Now we've made a mistake today, but it is a chance to learn. Don't do it again." And he smiles to everyone and says, "Give us a moment, please. We will join you on the ship."
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so cool. Anyone have anything they would like to add to this?
Honestly, I just think it's great. This guy's shaking babies and kissing hands.
Oh yeah. Shaking babies. And
Kiss hand, shake baby, shake baby, shake baby, kiss hand.
No, don't do that.
It's not good. They're tiny
It's like
little
the-
brains.
It's like the religious politician and then like with a nasty streak.
Oh god. Anyway, yeah, he walks onto the deck with the much chastised. Chastised. That's the word. Yes, thank you. Much chastised acolyte in tow. It says, "Now, where is the patient that we will be attending to?" Everything that he
Carla.
says has the most like sickeningly sweet smile on his face is the only word I can really put to it.
Oh god.
Just that like it's too like boilerplate nice.
Hmm.
Like something must be off here.
Oh.
Sounds to me like the
She's-
one muscle that isn't swole is his heart.
Well, I guess I'll lead him below decks. 'Cause
Mm,
that's where she is.
yes. He follows, and the acolyte have I said if it's stairs or ladders to get below decks?
You never said.
I always
Okay, cool.
assumed it was stairs.
Yeah,
Same.
it's a big
Yeah,
enough
sure.
boat.
Sure. It's a
In
big
my
enough
mind's
boat, yeah.
eye.
Yeah. So they get down the stairs. you notice that the acolyte is taking very, very, very mindful of where he's putting his feet. And they get down by Frau and says, "All right. How long has she been like this?"
God, how long has it been? Like, in real life, it's been like 6 weeks, so I have actually no idea.
It's been at least
Fair
a
enough.
day, if not a couple days, because we did stay overnight at the
2,
outpost.
3 days? Seems right.
3 days seems right.
Yeah.
Does that work? Yeah, that works. He is like, "Yes." He leans in and checks over the bandages that Adema and Kai put on the day before, prior. It says, "Whoever applied these does know what they are doing to help at least stave off whatever is happening here. I imagine that was one of you two?"
We both kind of did a little bit.
"Oh, well, very well done, both of you." And he starts to unwrap the bindings to help out, or to see what he can do to help out as best as possible.
You did a real swell job. I'm sorry.
We're gonna hear another one of these every 3 sentences, aren't we?
Probably. You know what? I'll just pull the stats for this guy. Cool. Yeah. Yes. Words.
Sentences, even.
Yeah.
I'm watching him like a hawk, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. He is, as far as you can tell, he's doing things pretty darn well. Yeah. He's taking great care unwrapping things. And he leans in once everything is all unwrapped and says, waves a hand casting. What spell would this be? Do clerics get a detect otherworldly shit spell?
They got poison and disease.
Yeah, actually that one would probably work. He casts a spell and rests a hand on her shoulder. And he says, this is very powerful dark energy involved here. I believe a greater restoration is required here." He waves at the acolyte who steps forward with the crate, pulling out. I need to check the book for what the materials for the spell are. There it is. He pulls out a small pouch, and empties it into his hand, and then empties it into his hand, and then sprinkles some of this very, in the low light of the below decks. You've probably got hooded lanterns or something hanging for light down here. The dust that he sprinkles into the wounds, around and onto the wounds as he's chanting, catches the light and sparkles brilliantly. You notice that this is ground diamond.
Whoa.
Yeah. He casts this spell, and you see the diamond refracts, that was just reflecting light off of the lanterns, then starts shining and glowing itself, and you can practically see the shadow that was corrupting Forella almost evaporate in the light of it all. Yeah. She still remains unconscious, but if anyone wants to make a medicine check, you can definitely tell that that did something positive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay. You sort of lean in and examine as the motes of dust actively like burn out. There are no there's no more diamond dust on Forella's person. And you, as you look at the wounds themselves, you see that like where there was that little speck of darkness, there is nothing now.
Nice.
But she remains unconscious.
Why is she not waking up?
I'm not sure. If you give me a moment. And he casts the detect poison and disease. Again, let me check the specific wording of that spell real quick, as I have the book in front of me. That does not work the way I intended it to, reading the text of the spell. You can sense the presence and location of poisonous creatures and diseases within 30 feet of you. That is not what I anticipated that spell to do.
It's a miracle.
Actually, he casts a different spell that we will say works for purpose. Yeah. He confirms that there is no more of the dark spooky energy in her, but he says there does seem to be still some form of damage somewhere, and he thinks a different spell is required for that. Where is it? I even wrote down the page I need. I'm so good to myself sometimes.
Thanks, past me.
This one is... I will need some time for this spell.
Okay.
This ritual, it's actually best performed in light. Could we take her up to the deck of the ship, by chance?
Yeah, you're sure that won't like hurt her or anything?
I believe that whatever dark energy was inhabiting her has left.
Okay.
Therefore, I don't believe there would be any effect that would cause her to come to harm in sunlight.
Sure, I'll pick her up and bring her on deck.
You carry her up to the deck and set her down kind of just in like the middle of the main deck of the ship. And he says a few instructions to his acolyte, who pulls out chalk and things like that. Makes a ritual circle around that really is just a large chalk drawing of the symbol of Lathander. And then starts chanting. And after about a minute of the chanting, you see there's a glow of light through the whole thing, and like through the whole ritual circle, and then the light sort of like flows up the path of the symbol and into Forella as he casts Regenerate. Suppose I could have asked for an Arcana check to find out what spell it is, but meh. and you see this light almost like suffuse into her body through her veins and everything, and he turns and says, "This should do the trick, but it will take some time to know for sure. I would give her roughly an hour or so for the spell to fully take effect. This is, of course, quite a... I have had to put much of my energy into this spell as well. That is not an easy task for someone to undertake. While I understand you probably wish to stay here with your mother, please come see me again at the temple in the next few days, and we can discuss payment for these services."
What if, like, she doesn't wake up, though?
Also, come see me so we can talk about that too. Does someone want to give a medicine check again? To check on this? To do some confirmation?
I was gonna say, obviously, if it doesn't work, we just redispatch.
There is definitely some sort of healing effect at work, like a powerful healing effect at work right now. If this doesn't work, there is a major problem happening.
Understood.
Sure, and with that, we are going to... Well, sorry. You hear this, Barry. If anything... If what has happened here doesn't work, there is something incredibly powerful is still affecting her that even Father Eric's detection magics can't pick up.
Okay.
But yes, he then sort of bows to you and says, "Again, come see me at the temple. Perhaps bring your mother with you. I would love to hear more about how this happened, but also we do need to discuss payment for services here. Lathander's light be with you. Have a great day."
And with you? Yeah, thanks.
And also with you.
You see the acolyte kind of hurriedly bows beside him and trots along to keep up with Eric. Yeah, we are going to cut away to Simon and Ithvuc, who are in the market square, if I remember correctly, outside Fantasy Walmart.
We were specifically heading towards the clothing shop so I could try to sell my clothes.
Yes, you were. Indeed. This book. Oh. I just have a small library of D&D books beside me, don't worry about it.
Understandable. I have a Pathfinder manual that's like a small, paperback, and it's I like pocket-sized books, so I would like to. I wonder if there's one for D&D 5e. I'd like to get myself.
On that subject, ET, we are looking at weekends for the games, by the way.
Okay, just let me know.
Yeah. So that is specifically a Cloak of Elvenkind, correct?
Yep.
Cool. Did I give you a visual description of it, or have you just been operating that it's the one in the book?
I was just using the
Cool.
green coloration.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, it's that. It is of uncommon rarity. Okay, you walk into the... Time to randomly generate a shopkeeper. You walk into the clothing shop. Have you ever been in like a suit store, like a suitor's store?
Of course.
You can like rent tuxes and stuff. It's more or less that. all of the attendants are very, very well dressed themselves. You see racks of, like, to put it in mechanical terms, fine clothing, just all over the store. Incredibly organized, incredibly clean, really heckin' nice.
Simon feels slightly intimidated and for half an instant considers turning on Form of Dread just to be better dressed.
Before we go in,
Sorry?
before we go in, I'm going to cast my disguise self and make myself look like a very well-dressed nobleman.
Okay, yes.
Actually, I can do
you
that
have
too.
Mask of Many Faces invocation?
I do.
Because that's pretty much what Ithvuc just did on himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So, to you, what are you wearing? Like, what do you look like now?
Go ahead.
Probably nothing as like actually high quality as something in here, but just like respectable pinstripe pants, pretty formal blazer kind of deal. Nothing like too fancy, but just well enough.
Sure, cool. And Ithvuc?
I didn't change my character's actual appearance, but I am wearing a sea green and vest over a mostly purple shirt.
Nice.
Both
Okay,
velvety.
Cool. Ooh. You walk in, and a young tabaxi woman comes up and says, "Welcome to Eldragon Clothiers. How can I help you today? What are we looking for?" I'll type that out here for you. If I can type.
Excellent wares you've got here, but I was actually came across something of decent value. I was hoping you guys might be interested in, and pull out the cloak.
Oh, yes. She reaches out and kind of like examines it a bit. Says, "I believe this would be of interest to my boss. Give me just a moment here." And she actually hands it back to you, and runs off into the back of the store. You hear a deep voice saying, "They brought what? I will be right out." And a black dragonborn man, very broad and bulky, dressed to the nines, golden monocle on one eye, rich velvet suit, the suit itself is almost as dark as his scales are, and also almost as iridescent.
I've never wanted an NPC image more in my life than this dragon man in a suit that you're describing.
I will be honest, I am pulling this out of my ass. I am going to write this down because now I want to make this NPC. Holy shit. The shirt beneath the suit is a deep sort of like crimson red, and the buttons down the front of the suit are a gleaming gold.
Damn, that's one classy motherfucker.
Yes, you are the ones with the cloak?
Yep, here it is. Show it to him.
Give it here. He adjusts his monocle a little bit, and you see it starts to glow a little. And he says, "Oh my, where did you find this one?"
Purchased it off of some adventurers on the way out here.
Give me a deception check.
Fair enough.
You knew that was coming.
Yes, I did. I can't see what I rolled. That's bad. Oh well.
He kind
Can
of
I
like.
can I give him
squints
the
at you a
help
little
action
bit.
on that? Is it too late? Can I give him help action on that?
I'll allow it.
All right, I'm not doing much
Actually,
else.
I was about to use my inspiration on that.
The exact same roll. You
Every time.
use your inspo if you wanna. Holy fuck.
Can I?
Yeah. The way inspiration and advantage work is inspiration lets you re-roll a d20. It doesn't give you advantage.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
that's a little better.
Every time someone gives me the help, I just re-roll the same thing.
Suit. Crimson shirt. Gold. Now, I also don't think Hero Forge has monocles, which is really fucking disappointing.
We can add it in Photoshop.
True.
But also, that seems like a really weird thing to disclude.
Right?
That's like
Anyway.
villain accessory 101.
I may be wrong because I've never really needed one before, but anyway, he says, yes, of course. Now, you said you were looking to sell this here?
I have no need for this thing.
And yet you still purchased it off of these adventurers.
They were asking for a very small sum.
May I ask what that sum was? And I wonder why it was worth only this much to the adventurers.
Honestly, I never bothered to ask.
We didn't pry too much, but it seemed like they needed the coin.
And that sum of coin was?
I don't know what these normally are worth, so I can't say that because I probably overestimated it.
One moment here. Why is this not sorted alphabetically? Holy shit.
Because that would make too much sense.
Is it a cloak of Elvenkind or a cape of Elvenkind?
Cloak.
I believe you
It's
can
this
say
was a
cloak.
cloak.
It does not appear on this list. Are you kidding me?
Google
And
results
considering
says worth
usual
is...
magic items, I was just going to go with 150 gold.
Well, you did get this for quite the steal. He kind of twists a circle around the monocle, and you see like the magic kind of like focus a little on the lens of it. So this is exquisitely made, and the enchantments are without failing. I would like to offer you. Let's see here. I'd like to offer you 400 gold in exchange for this. This is an exquisitely well done cloak of Elvenkind.
I'll turn to look at Simon as like, does that sound fair to you?
I don't know if you'll find anywhere else that will go much higher. Simon says, not being incredibly well traveled or versed in the ways of merchants. Not the best source.
Are you trying to act? Are you putting on any sort of performance, so to speak?
No, I think Simon's just like genuinely not aware.
Okay. He says,
Sounds fair enough to me.
we have a deal then, yes. He extends a large, scaly hand to shake yours.
I'll reach back and shake his hand as well.
Very well then. Thank you. He waves a hand. Yes, dear. And the tabaxi woman comes back in and says, yes. These gentlemen need 400 gold. Could you see that they get it? Yes, of course, sir. And the Dragonborn carries his new purchase and heads back into the back. He mutters to himself, examining, and like, oh, and the stitching on this section here, yes, oh, wow. He's real happy. She sits down, opens, like in the, how would a shop like this store that much gold? Because this is 8 pounds of gold. She starts pulling pouches of gold and setting them on the counter, and like counting by 50 each time until there are 8 pouches of gold sitting on the counter, and says, "These are all for you, and I hope you had a lovely experience here."
Oh, we did indeed.
She gives you a very warm smile and says, "Please return anytime."
Simon,
And you
certainly
hear more sounds of like
him nerding out.
being very, very. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Oh, and this section here, the cross stitching, and oh yes, the embroidery work.
Grab the coins and go to leave.
Simon gives a polite nod at the tabaxi woman, and he seems like a fine gentleman. What was the shop proprietor's name? I didn't catch it.
Fuck you.
Hey, we're gonna.
Oh, yes.
This is a character we're gonna be developing.
Fuck you, a traditional
The
no
character
security.
whose whole description I was pulling out of my entire ass.
And as I said, those are the best ones.
True. Fair names. That's not what I know.
Let's just look up a name generator real quick.
Yup. Okay. I'm going to type this.
Good luck pronouncing it, yeah.
Yo,
I'll give it a go.
actually, y'all are Final Fantasy fans. You'll do fine.
Yeah.
Aelris Eldragon.
Yeah.
Aelris the Dragon. Good job.
Esquire.
Simon just says, well, once Mr. Eldragon is finished nerding out over the coat, you can let him know that we had a pleasant experience, and thank you as well.
She smiles and inclines her head.
And Simon follows Ithvuc out.
You return to the store now.
As we're walking back towards the ship, I'm gonna just say that was the easiest 400 gold I've ever made.
Fair.
I suppose so. And I guess Simon will turn off the mask, the disguise now.
Mm.
Yeah, once we're out of sight, I drop it because I don't want to keep looking at that in the city.
I would like to point out this, like, each of these bags is a pound's worth of gold. 50 coins is a pound. It doesn't sound like a lot to say, oh, it's 8 pounds, but like that's a lot of coinage.
Is there like a bank where we could convert it to platinum or something? I don't know how much.
There actually is. You see a sign that there's a money changer. You would also know yourself that money changers often charge some form of like a small fee for the service.
How much gold is 1 platinum?
10.
10.
Okay.
So you would still have
10 with exception to Electrum. The Electrum's
Yeah. I will almost never give you Electrum.
It sounds like a cryptocurrency.
It's
no one uses it. Nobody uses it.
so So if a gold is like a dollar, a silver is a dime, and a copper is a penny. A platinum is a $10 bill. Electrum is a 50-cent. No, sorry. Electrum is a 50-cent piece.
Okay.
Which aren't made anymore. Because like that's just weird, and it all just makes everyone just wants to think about their gold in multiples of gold, and if you're like, and 3 electrum.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's just a pain.
Why I keep track of my money almost exclusively in gold.
Exactly. But then you get an electrum, you're like 0.5, I guess.
Well, I just wanted to point out the possibility of changing your money in case carrying all that gold became too much of a hassle for you.
So, maybe later on. Right now I'm good.
Okie doke. Let's go see how the others are doing.
Sure.
And back to the ship.
You begin the walk back to the ship. Switching back to the group that is on the ship. What do you do after Eric leaves? Barry, Adema, Kai?
However pretentious their priests may be, at least their god's magic is potent.
I can't complain about his healing abilities.
Okay, so 2 votes of confidence. Okay, good.
Careful there, mate. You're starting to sound like a bit of a convert.
Begrudgingly, but I guess.
Are you here?
No, he's not.
Because I will channel divinity on your ass right now.
Oh, feel the rage of the seas.
As we're above water.
Yeah. Oh man. That would not
Well,
be
we were
good.
planning on staying on the ship for the night, and then worry about Stagborn in the morning. So
Well,
I'm just
you all
gonna head
were.
up to the ship.
I bought an in-room, so I'm staying there.
Yeah. So
I was just gonna do some medicinal preparations.
does Forella stay on deck?
No, I'll probably bring her back below deck. I feel like waking up after being asleep for 3 days and she's in the sun immediately, it might not be like great. I know I wouldn't like it, let's say.
Fair enough. You take her back below decks. She feels really for the first time since at the very least you returned to the material plane here. She feels very warm to the touch, but not in a feverish way, in a
Normal person way.
normal, like it's a little bit normal, a little bit warmer than a normal person's like body heat.
A god's way.
Warmal.
A little bit, yeah. Like it's whereas like a fever, you touch someone with a fever, like that's very clearly an uncomfortable heat. This is a almost reassuring heat that you feel coming off of her.
That's comforting.
Yes. And then after what is Adema doing during this time?
I need to go perform some rites at the sea. I feel like this run-in with another god is...
Cleanse himself.
I need a holy bath.
Just your 50 hail Athasas.
It's really just me splish-splashing in the water.
Aw, on the beach.
That's the Thassa version of a fucking rosary.
Pretty much. You go and do that. About an hour passes, Barry, and you probably start like kind of tinkering in the kitchen a little bit just because nervous energy, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. As you're probably just like counting checking stocks of whatever dried ration you keep quite handy. You hear your bed creak behind you. And you hear your mother say, "Oh, where am I?"
I immediately drop whatever I'm doing and I'm right beside her. Are you okay?
Barry, you were at that house.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good to see you. Awake. You've been asleep for a couple of days. But you're back on the material plane where you got out.
Oh, thank you. What happened?
I tell her what happened. I recount.
Final Fantasy fade out with your lips moving.
Yep.
And then I recapped all
Cool.
of Shadowbringers.
Yeah, more or less.
And then there were wyverns. It was crazy.
Oh, I see. And you're here with friends.
Yeah, they're my friends.
She kind of smiles. Or she smiles and kind of looks down and says, "And I was writing a letter before I was sent away."
I rummage like where I probably keep it, like with my stuff underneath my bunk, and I pull the letter out. It was this one, this letter.
Oh, you found it. She seems almost like embarrassed for the state that it was in. How's your father doing?
He's doing good. He's fine. I think he would be really glad to see you, though. I don't know if it's too soon to like talk about, what you want to do. We're in Hoshikiri, by the way. Like, we're on the other side of the Dragon Seas, so you don't have to deal with him right now. But
Okay, I think I will need some time to think about that one. I will thank you so much, and I'm excited to meet your friends when they come back, I guess.
yeah, I want to know everything that's happened to you. I want to know how the hell you ended up there, but I think they'll probably be interested too. So maybe we should wait for them to come back from whatever they're doing.
Yes, that is a good idea.
You want some
Yes.
soup?
I would love some soup. And she smiles, like a big smile across her face.
Okay. I make her soup.
All right. Yeah. With that, I will say that after all of that and like the hours passed and everything, Ithvuc and Simon return to the ship as well. It's probably like early evening at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Yeah.
I
What
go
does-
straight to my room and change my armor to my new studded leather, and then divvy out the gear to the tidesman.
They thank you profusely, and their swords do a couple like test swings. The one guy he does immediately start like strapping on the new armor. Yeah, and they are very grateful to you.
Nice.
Yeah. I have not imported the longsword just yet. But yeah, they thank you very, very much. Also, because you are making them a little more important than they previously were, What do you want to name this guy? You need 3 names for these tidesmen. For whomever wishes to name them.
I'll have to think about
Are they
that.
all just humans?
We will say there are 2 humans and a... 2 humans and a half-elf.
Oh, you know, we need to Wade name the humans? Wade and Tyler. In honor of the Dude Bros of Light from Final Fantasy 16.
Works for me.
And the half elf.
Cool.
I don't know. I'll have to think about that if anyone else comes up with one.
I'll figure something out.
Sure, yeah, it doesn't have to be right now, admittedly. But, yeah, we will carry on here. Yeah, Barry, you finish the soup, you give it to your mother. She thanks you and says it's delicious. She also says it's very nice to have a warm meal with family. And you can hear, Simon and Ithvuc up on deck talking about whatever, their recent stuff. You gather that your crew has returned. That the rest of the party has returned.
You heard me talking to the Tidespin and Simon over here nerding about the Dragonborn.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Me being impressed that he didn't steal anything, and then just being wowed by the dragon man in a suit.
I was just going shopping. I've done 2-3 shopping trips. Only one of them was stealing stuff now.
That's still a 33% average.
Quick maths.
Quick math.
Quick maths.
Sounds like while we were gone, there was some quick mass held here.
Yeah, you guys do still see it's starting to wear away a little bit, but there's still the chalk outline of the symbol of Lathander.
So who's paying for that?
I hope that cleans up easy.
It's chalk. A
Um,
good rain.
so yeah, is my mom, is she good to come up for some fresh air? Can she walk?
She says that she still feels a little bit weak, but she thinks she probably could do that.
Okay, well, I guess I'll bring her up above deck and officially introduce her to everybody.
Just get a nice circle of chairs going up on deck.
Soup for everybody.
It's a celebration. The whole crew.
The second she comes up on the deck, I'll turn, give a small bow, and say, "Good to see you finally on your feet."
Thank you. I'm Pharrella. I take it you are Barry's companions?
Yeah, my name is Ithvuc. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Simon.
You as well.
Good to see you up and around.
As everyone introduces themselves, she nods politely. She says, "So, you all traveled to that place to find me?"
That was the goal, yes.
Oh, thank you. I suppose I owe all of you a debt of kindness then.
No, you don't owe me anything. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that ballad of hers. It's terrifying.
What?
Oh, he's just kidding. He's kidding.
I see. All right.
There's a half elf name.
Cranor.
Cool.
Cranor.
Ah, yes, our 3 tidesmen, Wade, Tyler, and Cranor.
Oh, yes.
Love it.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Sweet. She again greets all of you. I imagine there's a small celebration on the ship because she's alive. Hooray!
There is soup
Yeah, of
and
course.
dancing.
Yes. The Eridrim raises a toast to Barry and Farella and the officers. He actually asks if they can break out the good ale,
Why not?
But of course, lad.
and all of your entire crew cheers. There's much dancing, much singing, and it's a darn good night. Ithvuc, I imagine at some point you would slip off to go back to your inn.
Yes, I was about to say, as the night starts to settle in a bit much, I'll
Yes.
slip off to the inn room.
Party pooper.
But there was something I wanted to do first.
Okay, yes. Go ahead.
It's going to take a bit of a change, so if anyone has anything they want to do before they settle in for the night, you might want to do that.
I did want to pull Simon aside for a second. Having seen Barry's mother restored to health, I am curious. Pardon me, lad, but that patron of yours, how much communicating do you and he do, on the regular basis?
You know, there hasn't really been a lot. Almost none since we left the Shadowfell, and even before then, not a whole lot. There was a lot more common in the beginning, when it was more about like making sure I was alive and stating the mission and pointing me in the right direction, that kind of thing. But like once we made it to Black Eye's fortress, there was really not a lot. I could have swore I saw him in that mirror once or twice, maybe, but there wasn't really any direct conversation that I can remember until we were in the Shadowfell.
And the nature of your agreements. I know he saved your life, as he says, but was it by force, or did he give you a choice?
More like he picked an opportune time. I was kind of dying on the beach. So you could say that it was a choice, but it was also under duress. I could have just chosen to die.
I suppose anyone could.
You had a choice. It's just the other options weren't great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you indulging. Wow, I messed those words up. I appreciate you indulging me.
No.
Been more curious about the powers that be as of late.
No, perfectly understandable. I'm a little worried myself about if the powers that I've been given are going to be will continue to be availed to me, and if there will be potentially any further askings by our Mr. Patron Gentleman from the Shadowfell. But if I get any further communications that are of concern, I will be sure to let the party know.
Did you forget your patron's name?
No, I know who he is. I'm just trying to be coy about referring to him.
Yeah, especially with Barry's mother out here to be in bad taste.
Yeah, clearly she doesn't want to talk about him, so I'm trying to avoid names.
Avoiding the name of the beast, yes. All right. What is it you're wanting to do there? If Kai or Barry have anything else. Shortly after the sun dips below the horizon, Farella does excuse herself. She is still feeling quite tired.
Okay,
Yeah.
before she goes, I make sure I let her know how much help Kai and Adema were in, like, keeping her condition from worsening.
And she thanks both of them directly and profusely.
And then I help her to bed.
Aw. Tuck her in.
How sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it you're wanting to do there, Ithvuc?
I'll start heading towards the inn until I'm out of sight of the ship. Then I'm going to begin wandering the streets looking for someone. Any random beggar or something. Someone who wouldn't be missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You.
Oh yeah.
First, give me a perception check.
Fair enough.
And I need to roll something real quick.
I am actively doing this when it is dark out and staying in the shadows.
I figured as much. It is after dark in the docks district.
After dark. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Hey, Simon, do you currently have inspiration?
I don't. I think I still have it.
No, you don't.
Understandable. Thank you. There we go.
Anyway, so yeah, it's after dark in the docks district. The taverns and pleasure houses are lively, but between the brightly lit windows of the taverns and the less brightly lit windows of the pleasure houses, there's ample shadow for you to sort of slide through. As you do so, the whispers from the mask talk about hunger and need, and you feel the compulsion which you already seem to be acting on.
Shut up, I'll take care of it in a second.
You, as you are looking, and you see, like, this is a big city. Looking around, you do see across the bay, like on the southern shore here, the buildings are huge and expansive and beautiful and immaculately clean. On this north shore where you are, that is very much not the case. The income disparity is very, very obvious looking around. So you do see groups of beggars kind of huddled around small fires on the ground, passing old, moldy rinds of bread. And you hear in your head, just there, and you feel your attention pulled towards an alley. What is your dark vision range?
90 feet.
90 feet. You see in this alley a pair of beggars, and pretty quickly upon seeing it, you see that it is a taller. To say broad isn't quite accurate, but among his peers, he is probably one of the stronger. And he is standing and intimidating a small girl who is crying, and you can see that there's a cut on her face where she may have been struck that is bleeding as well. You can't quite make out anything that's being said, but it's very clear that there are words being exchanged. You feel the influence of the mask pulling you towards the girl.
I'm going to put on the mask, and as I do so, I'm going to cast Disguise Self. I'm going to look like a middle-aged human, but in black and gold robes, and as shady as I fucking can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome.
I will leave the mask visible, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, regardless of if you were intentionally leaving the mask visible, the mask would still be visible.
I am trying to be as cultisty as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. You do all of that.
Then I will attempt to sneak up behind the guy harassing this lady, and I'm going to take him out instead.
Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Alright, hold up.
Nice.
Yup. You managed to get pretty darn close. Like, you are just about striking distance, and neither of them have noticed you.
Can I just go ahead and make 2 swipes with my knife then?
Sure, go ahead.
Ouch.
Is that a hit or a miss?
That hits.
Oh.
Would this count as a auto crit or no?
No.
Okay. Just checking to make sure. Some DMs allow that, some don't. Always ask just to be safe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just in case I need to, I will ready the next one.
Yeah, go. Like, you said you're taking 2 swipes, you're taking 2 swipes.
Oh, that one hit. And since that is the second one, it gets this as well.
Yep. Okay, so that is a total of 13 and 8 is 21 damage. You sort of dart out of the shadows, blade flashing. One like reaching around and across the throat, and then one just straight through. And while blood does pour out of the wounds, there's also a sort of inky black substance that, from your perspective, you can tell that it goes straight into the mask. It looks like it's pouring into your mouth and eyes and nose to anyone else. You hear in your head this sounds of exultation, of joy, and satisfaction is really the biggest word, of a long-standing hunger at last, even just for a moment, being sated.
I'll just turn, look at the girl who was struck, then whip back around and just disappear.
As you slink away, you hear her scream. Potentially, Kai.
Yeah.
You, for a split second, very faintly hear what sounds like a scream. But the docks are loud, and the night plays tricks. You don't think it's your problem. Not on a night like this. Not when finally someone you've been looking for and wanting to help is here, is safe, and is healthy. This is a good night, and you don't need to go and react to that. Ithvuc, that joy and satisfaction that you hear from the spirit in the mask, you feel that too. it feels good to have done this. You feel that joy. You feel satisfied as well after all of this. And I think that's a good place to end this session.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh dear.
We just witnessed the birth of Murder Batman.
In my defense, that was not what I was going for.
But it's what happened. Yeah.
Blood-sucking bee.
Oh. That's a bit more of a soul-sucking thing. Yeah. Yeah. Great
Wow.
session, everyone.
Yeah.
Episode title, Light and Shadow, by the way.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have a feeling I'll know at least two people's favorite moments of the night, but we'll find out. Barry, what was your favorite moment of the session?
Well, obviously my mom, finally.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, she's back. That's crazy. So that was great. Also, honorable mention to our fancy dragonborn guy. I love him.
Yeah, if you are probably the best tailor in town, maybe even on the entire coast of the sea, you're probably going to be dressed pretty fucking well.
You should be.
Adema, what was your favorite moment tonight?
Probably Murder Batman / Andor Jack the Ripper.
I couldn't think of a better reference to make.
Jack the Ripper only killed prostitutes.
He
Yeah.
thought about it. Well, the mask thought about it.
He thought about it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. I was definitely going to kill the guy that's attacked. Okay. I'm chaotic good, okay? I'm not
I corrected it. The mask had the thought. You acted differently.
Everyone has choices.
No, not tonight.
All I'm gonna say. Yeah, Ithvuc, what was your favorite moment? Again, I feel like I know the answer here.
I mean, the shop scene was cool, but I have to go with the murder scene. I'm sorry.
The murder scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a cool scene, if I do say so myself.
There was a lot of good moments in here. I actually had to think about that.
Yeah, Simon, Itchy. What you got?
Well, I was very entertained by Mr. Dragon Man in a suit, who I'm looking forward to possibly seeing again. I have to say the one I'm most compelled by is the scene we ended on. I'm looking forward to finding out what that's about.
And Kai, I know you and Adema didn't really get much to do this session, but what was your favorite part of the evening?
My favorite part of the evening was for Kai to see his patient Barry's mom get up and about, but at the same time being a little jealous of the healing capabilities of Father Eric of Tempachad.
Yeah.
So feeling a little inadequate in that terms, but he's happy that his patient is now on the mend.
Yeah. That's
Or
good.
seemingly so far. Still a little concerned about the prophecy that we had before, but hey.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure only Barry heard that, and she hasn't brought it up yet.
Yeah, Barry hasn't shared that with anybody yet. We don't know what that is.
Oh, really? Wait. I thought everybody heard it.
I was the first one to react, and I was running to the sounds of screaming. I didn't hear what was said.
I see.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. I'll try and find a way to bring that up.
All right. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching this episode of Scourge of the Dragon Sea.
Yeah.
We all had fun. I hope you had fun watching now live or on YouTube or whatever. Hit the buttons that do the things. Dingle bingle, yada 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 yada.
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Itchy, take it away.
All right. Yeah, pretty much same as what's been said. Thanks to anyone who tuned in live or watched the VOD. Make sure to follow both of our channels on Twitch and YouTube of the same name, Ixie Studios. And I'm going to raid over to my stream team member, Bruce Willis Swag, who is playing GTA 5. All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks again, and we will see you next time.
D&D is fun.
I've been waiting to do that for 2 sessions.